Breaking news: uproar in Senate as Akpabio Ndume Faceoff gets Messier. Yes, my country people, the chief whip had walked out on Akpabio recently, barely 24 hours to the commencement of the route tolling retreat for senators. A fresh parliamentary mistake by the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has thrown the Red Chamber into another round of crisis, resulting in a shouting match on the floor yesterday, on revealing the crisis between the two political gladiators, Akpabio and the Senate Chief Whip Ali Ndume. You see, the center between the two can no longer hold. For just 4 months after the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly, during which Ndume played a leading role in the emergence of Akpabio as the Senate president, signs that all was not well between the two friends emerged 2 months ago when Ndume declared that some senators were planning on taking drastic action against Akpabio for mistakenly disclosing that a holiday allowance had been sent to the senator's bank account. Yesterday, barely 10 minutes after the commencement of the plenary, Ndume had raised a point of order against a blunder committed by the Senate president, which he refused to correct. The error in reference was a motion moved by Senator Somalia Karu, the NNPP Kano South, for a debate on the need for the reopening of the Nigeria and the Niger border, but without stating the title of the motion. Ndume, citing Order 51 of the Senate Standing Rules, requested the Senate President to allow for correction of any error made or observed in the plenary, whereby he said that nobody is too big to learn. He said it, and this is the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and they are being guided by laws, by rules, by procedures. If in the course of proceeding at any sessions errors are observed, then they must be corrected before forging ahead with such procedure. But Akpabio wouldn't have none of it. He quickly interrupted him, insisting that they've already ruled on the issue, it cannot be revisited, and he just ruled Ndume's order out. He just ignored him, and then Ndume had to walk out. Senator Sunday Karimi, the APC Kogi West, had attempted to sustain Ndume's line of argument through another point of order, but was also swiftly ruled out by the Senate President. As the shouting match raged on, the Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Baru, quickly rose to read Order 16 and asked the senators to respect the rule that requires a substantive motion to be moved by any senator for correction or review of earlier decisions taken. It was immediately sustained by Akpabio. And then Ndume had raised, another point of order. Order 54 sought that correction of a perceived error should be made, but without allowing Ndume to make the full presentation of his argument, Akpabio ruled him out of order again. So, angered by Akpabio's decision, Ndume packed his documents and stormed out of the chamber. In the midst of the uproar created by the scenario, senators hurriedly went into a closed-door session. Ndume later returned after receiving a call that the Senate had moved into a closed session. And it will be recalled that Akpabio had, before the Senate adjourned for its annual recess in August, told his colleagues that money had been sent to them to enjoy their holiday. The Senate President, who forgot that the proceeding was being streamed live, began to address his colleagues before adjournment motion was moved at the end of the Senate ministerial screening, whereby the Senate President Akpabio said that some tokens has been sent to their various accounts. And then, while he was speaking on live television, he was immediately informed by his colleagues. So Akpabio quickly noted his mistakes and withdrew his comment and reintroduced another comment where he said some prayers has been sent to your mailboxes to assist you on your safe journey and return. You can imagine. I can tell you that Akpabio's comment was greeted by criticisms from Nigerians, berating the senators for feeding fat on the nation's treasury at the time when the masses were experiencing hardship over the petrol subsidy removal and the floating of the naira. The controversies forced some lawmakers to admit that it was only 2 million naira that was paid to them as a leave allowance and not some outrageous amount. And then Ndume had blamed Akpabio's public disclosure for the unwarranted attacks on lawmakers, because Nigerians were not only tackling Akpabio, they were also tackling lawmakers, the senators, because it was as if they've revealed their secrets. The Borno ranking senator clarified that the allowance was a standard practice for senators and criticized Akpabio for misrepresenting the situation, noting that such comments were unbecoming of an elder in the Senate. And during that period, one senator, Shehu Sani, had reacted to this, where he said this has been going on and on in the Senate. Even when he was a senator, they do receive this kind of allowances, but it was never known. It was never made public. The public never heard of it. But Akpabio's, utterances had really shaken Nigeria. And then people started wondering, is it that our senators, they are going there to share money or what? Sani said this practice has been going on, just that Nigerians were not aware. So Akpabio made us aware of what was happening in the Senate. And last week, Thursday, Ndume slammed the Senate president for approving the passage of some executive bills without formal reading and seeking the input of other members, while expressing his displeasure over what he called a practice of rushing to pass bill on the floor of the Senate without following proper procedures. He was talking about the need to always have 2/3 of the senators to support any bill seeking amendment to the Constitution before passing such bills. I mean, very sensitive bills are brought and are expected to be passed with the speed of light, which is not good for the country. So every senator needs to be adequately informed. He or she needs to be adequately informed. And Ndume had raised the point that there should be a process whereby 2/3 of the senators would have to make a vote, and then if it stands, then the bill would be passed, not only for the Senate president to make that decision. So a lot of things have been going on and on and on in the Senate. A lot of things have been going on in the Senate. But then it seems that the last screw that broke the camel's back was when Akpabio shunned Ndume and he had to walk out of the plenary session that was held yesterday. Okay guys, I'm dropping here. What are your thoughts on this issue? Please kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you.